The Duke of Sussex, who now lives in California with wife Meghan Markle, son Archie and new daughter Lilibet, caused a stir this week after suggesting he had spoken to the founder of the global social media platform prior to the riots to tell him about an impending coup. However, Jonathan Sacerdoti, who is a regular commentator on Sky News as well as a contributor to The Spectator, suggested Queen Elizabeth was likely to take a dim view of her grandson's latest foray into the world of public affairs. Mr. Sacerdoti told Express.co.uk, "I think it's interesting that he said he was in direct contact with Jack Dorsey, giving him political advice. There's been criticism of Meghan for getting involved in politics and now we are seeing the possibility that Prince Harry himself has been getting involved." He added, "I think that the idea that he is some sort of political advisor is interesting. What's also quite interesting is that he says that that's the last time he ever heard from Jack Dorsey. I'm not sure why they would be taking political advice or even business advice from Prince Harry." Mr. Sacerdoti said it was definitely strange for the prince to be offering opinions about US politics and the role of Twitter, given the Queen's convention of refusing to get involved in politics, which she has adhered to throughout her 70-year reign. He explained, "Members of the royal family are not meant to get involved in giving political advice. Whether he likes it or not, having stepped back from being a working royal, Harry is still connected to the British royal family. And it is still potentially highly embarrassing for them for that sort of thing to be out in the public." Mr. Sacerdoti said, "As ever with Harry, it's not clear why he would be a particularly useful advisor on that issue anyway. I understand that he and Meghan think they are influential people in these discussions and they think that because they feel that social media and traditional media have negatively impacted their own lives and that they speak from a position of experience in that respect. I understand all that, but I don't necessarily think that leaves them particularly well qualified to discuss politics and Twitter. Especially not in the context that he was mentioning." Violence flared at the Capitol on January 6 when a mob descended on the U.S. House of Representatives after a rally organized by Donald Trump, who used the platform to make baseless claims about voter fraud. In the ensuing mayhem, a total of 5 people were killed and dozens more injured. Mr. Trump was blocked from Twitter. Speaking to Wired this week, Harry said, "I warned Jack that a coup was being staged on the day before, and I haven't heard from him since." On the wider issue, he added, "Misinformation is a global humanitarian crisis. I lost my mother to this self-manufactured rabidness." Referring to the Duchess of Sussex, he further claimed, "More than 70% of the hate speech about my wife on Twitter can be traced to 50 accounts." Prior to publication, the Express.co.uk has contacted the Sussexes via Archwell to give Harry a right of reply.